The Trump organization has been found guilty of tax fraud, but not the tax fraud you thought they were going to be found guilty of. I thought for sure they were going to be found guilty of tax fraud for defrauding insurance companies. Sorry, not insurance companies, lending companies by inflating their assets when convenient and deflating their assets when convenient. They apparently did this over and over again. There's a civil case from the New York Attorney General that is currently trying to win that case. But this particular criminal one was about a tax avoidance scheme between some Trump organization higher-ups and Mr. Weisselberg, an employee of the Trump organization. And Weisselberg basically flipped on the Trump organization and was like, yeah, we were paying people significantly more benefits than we were paying taxes on, because you have to pay taxes on the wages that you pay your employees. It's one of the ways that companies, that it's one of the best ways that the government collects revenue is by taxing the income that you get paid from the employer. So the employer has to pay a payroll tax. And payroll tax includes things like bonuses, or like, paid vacations, or company car, or if you buy like somebody a car or something like that. Like all of that stuff counts as compensation, so it has to be taxed. And instead, the Trump organization was paying Weisselberg and many other higher ups in the company just exorbitant like packages of like benefits. They were getting they were getting, in a criminal case, jurors saw a number of Trump organization payroll and expense records spanning years that showed how executives received perks like luxury apartments, Mercedes Benzes, and several other company benefits. They would go on vacations, they would order expensive meals, they could get cars like Mercedes Benzes, they were getting luxury apartments paid for, all that stuff. All of that is considered payroll and needs to be paid in taxes. And so the Weisselberg and the Trump organization was found guilty on all counts, which carries a possible fine of $1.6 million once the sentencing on January 13th takes place. So what does this mean? It means the Trump organization has been caught doing some shit. Some stuff they shouldn't have been doing. But the stuff that they have been caught doing is questionable ethically. It's definitely illegal legally, but it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things, and it's not going to really do anything. $1.6 million to an organization with that kind of access to capital, they'll take out a small loan, they'll write a check, they'll sell a building, they'll be done with it, wipe their hands, and then they'll just make sure their books are better kept next time. They won't buy somebody a Mercedes Benz without putting it on their taxes. Ultimately, it's not going to do anything. There's not going to be any penalty to prevent the company from existing. It's not going to get dissolved. It's not going to get the corporate death penalty, which people have been talking about in New York. This doesn't do any of that. This is just either a slap on the wrist to say we did something, or it's the start of something that could be bigger, but the bigger picture is going to come from a different criminal investigation, a different lawsuit, a different civil case, a different something. This particular thing is not going to do it. But it is a good indication that if they're faking their payroll tax records, they're probably faking worse records. They're probably faking things that actually could get them into some serious trouble. And if that's the case, and perhaps this is a shot across the bow for Donald Trump himself, considering the January 6th committee has recently said that they're going to refer some evidence for criminal investigation. If that's the case and Trump gets brought up on charges, and the Trump organization loses the civil suit from Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, You know, it's possible that the cards come crashing down all at the same time, and this is just to like test the water, see what they can get away with. Does it pass scrutiny? Do people freak out? Does it create like an explosion of negative public backlash? I mean, you don't want those things to matter. If a president committed massive tax crimes, you want them to be held accountable, but these are things you have to take into account. If you're a public entity trying to charge another public entity with wrongdoing, it's like, is shit going to blow up? And if it's going to blow up, is it worth pursuing this? I mean, that's what happened with Nixon. You know, they made a calculation that said that charging Nixon with crimes would be worse than not charging him with crimes, so they pardoned him. Something similar may be going on here. They may be starting to like, okay, we're going to start with something small, feel it out, feel out the waters, see what the reaction is, see if there's a public appetite to take down the Trump organization and Trump for crimes that at this point are clearly exist. Is there a public appetite for it? If there is, you know, maybe this is a shot across the bow that says like, hey, we're coming for you. We'll see. But, you know, 49 minutes, got 4 topics out of the way. Man, I'm really trying to stop with the rambling thing, because there's been a couple of these videos where I went on for like 40 minutes on like one topic. And I just felt like, you know, I enjoyed it, but I'm like that. And I feel like it especially when I'm talking to myself like I am now, it's probably too much for somebody talking on the back end. I'm not sure. I would love to clean up the look of my stream. It's very amateurish looking, but I'm trying to like get me down, get my personality to come across, to make sure that the way that I speak is coherent. My points make sense, and then like have my cadence be correct, and make sure that I'm not like annoying to listen to and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get that down before I like really go after like maybe buying some more equipment, doing some, you know, stuff on the side. Although I think my fiance got me a second monitor for Christmas. I think she did. That would be nice, because I have been trying to monitor my streams with my cell phone. And that thing has been sitting there loading for 50 minutes. I don't know why. It won't work. It must be something to do with I'm streaming on my channel while trying to watch the stream on my channel, on my phone. I don't know. But Twitch works flawlessly when I watch somebody else's content. When I try to watch my own content while I'm streaming said content, it never works. I don't know why. It just doesn't. So having a second monitor would be nice. And I think my fiance is getting me one. If she does, that would be quite nice. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.